It's 1 year since the world woke up to the shocking news that Donald Trump had secured the U.S. presidency. Here we look at how his policies have affected world tourism. 1. The world is boycotting America. In a Telegraph travel poll conducted in the run-up to last year's election, 35% of readers said they would avoid the U.S. if Donald Trump became president. It appears that many were good to their word. During the first 5 months of the year, while international travel has been growing across the rest of the world, America's total overseas arrivals fell by 5.3% year-on-year, while arrivals from the UK were 6.3% down. These figures might not vast, but they are significant, costing the U.S. economy up to £140 million a week, according to the Global Business Travel Association. 2. Particularly from the Middle East and Mexico, the biggest fall in visitors given Trump's efforts to ban citizens from Muslim-majority countries. It will be no surprise to learn that arrivals from the Middle East and Africa have plummeted by 30.2% and 26.2% year-on-year, respectively. Mexico's residents also have good reason to boycott the U.S., and it appears they are, with a 6.1% fall in visits. The Trump slump has also been profound in Eastern Europe. Arrivals from the region are down 11.9%, South America down 13%, Central America down 10%, and the Caribbean down 13.8%. Only the Asian market has not seen a drop. At a glance, the region's boycotting Trump's America. 3. Those that do go face more airport security checks. The laptop ban that affected flights in June and July has been ditched, but the trade-off is increased security checks for passengers arriving at U.S. airports. The introduction of new rules last month mean travelers can expect to face more questions about their trips, special screening of electronic devices, and the prospect of being asked to turn over their phones to prove it has not been modified for terrorist purposes. Queues are up, so is frisking. 4. But at least your money will go further. Trump's election saw a spike in the value of the dollar, and in January £1 bought just $1.20. But its value has dipped dramatically since then, and now £1 buys more than £1.30. Just in time for a pre-Christmas break to New York or a skiing holiday in Colorado. 5. U.S. national parks are under threat, and costlier to visit. Sweeping spending cuts to the U.S. National Park Service, proposed by Trump for 2018, could see the closure of facilities, such as campgrounds, and the introduction of shorter opening hours. Fewer staff will mean fewer people to help preserve some of America's most beautiful landscapes, and many have expressed fears for the future of the 409 parks, 23 trails, scores of rivers, and iconic landmarks that the service is responsible for. Meanwhile, entry fees are set to soar. Visitors to 17 of America's most popular national parks, including Grand Canyon, Yosemite, and Yellowstone, could pay up to 3 times more from May. Yellowstone National Park credit Lorsal Fotolia. 6. Visits to the Statue of Liberty are up. One U.S. attraction has been getting plenty of visitors since Trump's election: the Statue of Liberty. Around 170,000 people boarded the ferry from Battery Park in Manhattan to Liberty Island in January, an 18% year-on-year increase. February saw a 15% rise. People are definitely paying more attention, King Bradley, a gift shop worker at the attraction, told the New York Times, who recalled seeing one visitor, a refugee worker, being moved to tears during her visit. She said, "It's sad that the statue is supposed to mean freedom and liberty, but we don't actually have that here." 7. You can't go to North Korea anymore. The immediate impact of Trump's increasingly hostile war of words with Kim Jong-un. North Korea has been removed from the travel map. Trump banned U.S. citizens from visiting the country in June, and in August, the UK Foreign Office advised against all but essential travel, citing a significant risk to British nationals. Whether trips to the country are ethical is a matter for debate, but getting there with adequate travel insurance is now impossible. Things facts you didn't know about North Korea. 8. And South Korea is suffering. The Korean Tourism Organization has predicted a fall in overseas arrivals of up to 27% for 2017 thanks to the strained political climate in the region. 9. But Canada is enjoying a boom if fewer people are visiting the U.S. Where are they going instead? America's neighbors, for starters. Canada, according to World Tourism Organization figures, is anticipating a 6.7% year-on-year increase in arrivals for 2017. To the south, Mexico is looking at a 9.9% boom. Other countries welcoming significantly more tourists this year, not necessarily because of Trump, include Mongolia, Nicaragua, Uruguay, Iceland and Vietnam. America's pain has been Canada's gain. Credit copyright focus stock.adobe.com 10. So is Slovenia. The homeland of Melania Trump-born Melania Naves has witnessed a 15% increase in overseas arrivals this year, with some suggesting her rise to the role of First Lady is responsible. 11. Cuba is cheaper and less crowded. A year ago, Cuba could scarcely open hotels quick enough. After the Obama administration relaxed long-standing travel and trade restrictions against Cuba, the number of tourists visiting the island soared. For the first time in decades, U.S. cruise ships started docking in Havana, while scheduled flights were launched between the two countries. That was before Trump came along and sought to reverse Obama's stance. The result has been big discounts, with tour operators desperate to fill all those empty rooms. It might be the perfect time to visit Cuba. Credit Marchand Jucha Fotolia 12. His hotels are suffering. Not all of them, but those in Democratic strongholds have seen a big dip in revenue. Such has been the decline in visitors at his Manhattan property that one of its restaurants, Koi, was forced to close in April. His new Washington, D.C. hotel, meanwhile, reported a loss of more than $1 million £800,000 in its first 2 months. 13. People have been forlornly Googling holidays to Namibia. Not really. Only Trump thinks Namibia is a real country. The rest of us know it's called Namibia. It has exceptional wildlife, and the landscapes of its coastline and desert are truly stunning. You should go.